Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm going to finally be doing the January 2019 DVD and Blu-ray update video. So, I'm sure you may have noticed that you haven't seen any videos from me in a while, and school has just really gotten to me these past 2 semesters. Let's get into the January 2019 DVDs that I picked up. So, the first 2 are actually from the same thrift store. I bought these mostly because I am starting to run out of room for my DVDs on my 3 DVD shelves that I have. So I need to migrate them to another shelf that I have, but that other shelf has VHSs on them. And so I'm trying to get all of the VHSs that I can upgraded, and then I'm going to put the VHSs that I want to keep in storage. They're mostly like horror movies and stuff. So anyway, the first one that I have is called The Glass House. I feel like I have heard about this before, but I never watched it. And I did have this on VHS, so technically it is an upgrade to my collection. It's not on Blu-ray, so I picked this up for $1, so that was pretty cool. Alright, so the next one that I picked up was also $1 from the same thrift store, and this is called The Attic Expeditions. So I did watch this, and it is fairly bizarre. So you see this right here. This is one thing. So this person right here you think is going to be a patient because it talks about a doctor and a patient and stuff. This is actually the doctor. Right there we have somebody in a halo. So it was definitely an interesting movie. It was low budget, and I don't know, it was just kind of weird. So another thing that I ended up doing was I was at a thrift store, I was looking at their VHSs, and I've kind of recently gotten into superhero movies again. So I watched all of the DC movies, DCEU movies, and I've watched almost all of Phase 4 of the MCU. And I happened to be at a thrift store and I saw this and I was like, you know what? I was going to buy the VHS, and then I found out that they had it on DVD, so I was like, you know what, I'll just pick this up. So I picked this up off of eBay, and this is X-Men Evolutions, Mutant Rising. So this is, I feel like, I don't know where these episodes fit in. I know that they were released on several different editions of, or volumes of the DVDs, so currently trying to get them. I actually have one coming in soon, so that should be in the part 2 of my March DVD and Blu-ray update video. So we have that, and then we also have this TV show. I started watching when it was airing, and I ended up getting behind on it or something, and then kind of forgetting about it and never being able to finish it. So I picked this up so I can finish it, and this is called The Whispers. So this aired on, I believe, ABC, and it's executive produced by Steven Spielberg. So Lily Rabe, I think that's her name, she was on American Horror Story, and she left American Horror Story to do this show. So that is what had interested me, but it's basically about these kids start hearing this voice or whatever, and only kids can hear it, and it's all kids that have to do with their parents are very high up in the government, and this voice becomes their imaginary friend, and that's what all the parents think that is. And the imaginary friend starts telling them to do things that they shouldn't be doing, like hurting their parents and hacking into their parents' secret classified computer and stuff like that. So I've not yet finished that, but I look forward to finishing it soon. Alright, so the next one I have is Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3. So this came in, so I mostly, whenever I get Disney movies, I do the Disney Movie Rewards, and it comes with a code, and you put it in online, and you can redeem those points for other movies or anything that they have. They have posters, they have all kinds of stuff. So lately, when I get enough points, I've been redeeming it for a mystery Blu-ray. So this happened to be the mystery Blu-ray that I got for this time. I've gotten Tron, the very first movie, and I've gotten Scary Buddies, and Spooky Buddies, and I've gotten The Preacher's Wife as movies through the mystery Blu-ray program, and it's significantly cheaper than the other movies point-wise, so I feel like it's a decent way to try to get movies that you've never seen before or whatever, and if worst comes to worst, you could just sell them. Disney movies sell pretty easily. Alright, so the next one I picked up was Patriots Day with Mark Wahlberg. This is a movie based on the 2013, I believe, Boston bombing. Then this is a TV show, a Starz original limited series called The White Princess. Now, I believe that there was one that came before this, but this was on Amazon and it had dropped down to like $8. And usually when limited series and TV shows and stuff drop below $10, I will jump on it. And it looked interesting. She's holding a rose and there's blood trickling down. So I figured that I would pick this up and give it a shot. The next one, I've heard good things about this, but I have yet to watch it, but it is called The Guest. I picked this up at Big Lots. I definitely need to watch this because I heard that it is really good. So this is an upgrade to my collection. This is The Outsiders, the complete novel. Now, I remember we read this book in, I believe it was 8th grade, and I think we even watched the movie too, but I sold this over the summer, and I finally got around to repurchasing it. I also, this is an upgrade to my collection as well. This is Heroes Season 2 on Blu-ray, and I had all 4 of the original seasons of Heroes and on DVD, and I sold them all, so I need to pick up the rest of them, but I happened to be at a thrift store, and they had this for $4, and I was like, heck yeah, I'll pick this up. So I got that. This is also an upgrade to my collection. I had like the first 4 or 5 seasons of this show, and this is Fringe, the complete first season with lenticular slipcover. So I remember I watched probably the first 2 or 3 seasons, I think, and I really enjoyed the show. It was X-File-y and just very, very in my wheelhouse, and I really liked it, so I need to pick up the rest of the seasons, to be able to watch the entire show. Next up, we have this one, which I actually picked up because I had I had it on VHS, and that was how we were watching it, and I had some friends that wanted to go see Glass, so I ended up picking up Unbreakable on Blu-ray, so then we didn't have to watch the VHS because the quality was kind of poor. So picked it up on VHS, picked it up on Blu-ray. I will say that I did enjoy watching this the second time more than I did the first time. The first time I did not particularly enjoy this movie, but the second time I had a better appreciation for it. And then we did go see Glass. This one I also picked up. This is a kind of an upgrade to my collection as well because I had this on VHS, and this is Stephen King's Thinner. So I really like Thinner. I know a lot of people don't like the characters in it because the characters are pretty unlikable, but for some reason I just enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. So Olive Films put this one out, and they're kind of like a specialty label. So this one I also picked up. This is a Burn on Demand Blu-ray that I bought it on eBay, but I'm pretty sure it's a legit one. So this is Reefer Madness, the musical, or the movie musical. So this was a reinterpretation of Reefer Madness the like 1930s propaganda film about smoking marijuana. So I picked this up because one, it's a musical, and two, it's got a ton of people in it that are. It's got Kristen Bell, it's got Neve Campbell, Alan Cumming, and a bunch of other people who are pretty prominent, and I am a big fan of Kristen Bell, so I wanted to see how she did in this musical rather than like Frozen. So then these next few are imports that I did. So I sold this movie a long time ago, so this is an upgrade to my collection, but this is Manson Girls, the unrated edition. I imported this from Germany. For a long time, this Blu-ray wouldn't ship to the United States for some reason, but I am glad that I picked it up. In the United States, it had two different names, I know that, because the DVD that I had was Manson, My Name is Evil, and then it also was called Leslie, My Name is Evil, because I guess they changed it because this movie is solely based on Leslie Van Houten, I think is what her name is. But it had nothing to do with, Charles Manson was only like a background character. He wasn't even, but it mostly dealt with her. So I'm sure they were trying to use Manson as the selling point or whatever, when he wasn't really in it. I also picked this one up. This is also from Germany, and this is called Jasper. Well, in Germany, it goes by the title Jasper Park. In the United States, it went by Backwoods. So this has Ryan Merriman in it, and Haley Duff. Those were two people that I think are probably the most familiar. And I haven't watched this one in a long time, so I'm not sure how this one holds up. But it's kind of like a ripoff of Wrong Turn. Then we also have this one from Germany, I believe, and this one was called in Germany Cabin Massacre. In the United States, it was called Farmhouse. So this movie, I remember liking it whenever I was, when I originally watched it. I haven't watched it in a long time. I know that there is a ridiculous, cringe-inducing scene of torture, because this is kind of like these people crash their car, and they find this old farmhouse, and there's a husband and wife there, and they crash their car, and they end up getting tortured by these people. I don't remember the specific reasons or whatever, but they end up getting tortured, and spoiler alert if you don't want to hear it, and it isn't technically even a spoiler, it just is something that happens in the movie, but now is the time to stop listening for like 15 seconds. Anyway, they take a grater, like a cheese grater, and grate this woman's knees. And that was just so horrifying when I watched it. I was just like, oh my god. Alright, so if you stopped watching, now is the time to start watching again. So the next one that I picked up is Bloodfest. Now, I normally probably wouldn't have even heard of this movie, but at the beginning, or at the end of 2018 in December, I listened to the podcast Shockwaves, and one of the hosts, Rob Galuzzo, he put this at, I believe, number 1 on his podcast, so or on his top list of the top 10 of the year. So I definitely want to check this one out. This is a really cool meta slasher movie that takes the slasher tropes and kind of turn it on its head. Turn it on its head, and it's just really cool. I actually think I'm going to be doing a review of this, so be on the lookout for that. Hopefully I'll be able to put it out in a timely fashion. I also picked this one up because the price dropped on Amazon, so I was like, you know what, I will pick it up. I have all the other ones, and I've only watched like one of them, I think. So I picked this one up. This is The First Purge, and I picked this one's actually up on 4K, and it came with a slipcover, so that was nice. And so this is basically like the beginning of The Purge and how The Purge came to be. I thought it was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. Definitely look forward to actually watching the other ones, because I guess I watched the prequel first completely, and then I'll have to go back and rewatch the other ones, and then also the TV show, which I haven't really heard too much stuff about. So then I picked these up. They went on sale on Family Video, actually, on FamilyVideo.com. They went on sale for something, and I ended up picking the two of these up from the same company. So this is from MVD Rewind Collection, and this is Abominable. So this is the collector's edition Blu-ray and DVD. So it comes with a slipcover, and then also it comes with a little poster of the movie. So that was actually really cool. I did watch this one, and while it is super low budget, it was actually kind of interesting. It's about this guy who, I think he was in an accident or something, and basically he goes to this this house that's in the middle of the woods, and these college girls or whatever come to the house, or the house next door, and he's kind of like spying on them a little bit, mostly because he's all by himself and he has nothing else to do, and he realizes that there's this monster, which turns out to be a Sasquatch, and Sasquatch starts hunting these girls, and then he kind of tries to save one of them, and all of that. And then the next one that I also picked up was Bram Stoker's Shadow Builder. So this is also from MVD Rewind Collection, and this is also the special collector's edition, and this one also came with reversible artwork. So this is the old artwork, I guess, that I was using, or that I changed it to, and it also came with a little mini poster. I'm not sure how big these are. It's probably a little bit bigger than like some copy paper, so we have that. It was also a fairly interesting movie. I haven't, yeah, it was pretty interesting movie. Then we have the final two, which are both Scream Factory titles. This one I've been waiting to get for a while. I know that the prices of Scream Factory titles have been a little wonky lately, but this one was $15.99 or $14.99, and I ended up picking it up. So this is the collector's edition of the Lawnmower Man. I was actually pleasantly surprised when I opened up the case, because I was definitely not expecting it, but it did come with the slipcover. So we have the reversible artwork on this side, which is the original artwork, and I guess technically this is an upgrade to my collection because I had the Lawnmower Man on VHS, but I have not ever watched it, or haven't gotten around to watching it yet. And then I also picked this one up because they came out with a new release. Scream Factory did, and probably, I guess, in January. And so I ended up buying the new release, or pre-ordering the new release, but it wasn't, but in order to get free shipping, I needed to include like $20 more or whatever. So I ended up picking this one up, which is one that I needed to pick up and is an upgrade to my collection. And this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Now I know this had a lot of issues with the artwork specifically. They did have Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey on the cover, and that wasn't they had to change that because I guess their team was like, no. So this is also the original artwork, and I'm like, where the heck was this Leatherface in the movie? Because I've watched this movie but do not remember this character at all. And I had always heard that this is like a horrible movie, and I was pleasantly surprised with how much I liked it when I watched it the first time. So I don't know. I thought that it was pretty decent. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about what I picked up for the month of January. If there's anything you like, anything you don't like, anything that you would like me to do a review on, or anything that you think I should pick up in the future. But if that is it, thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye!